So today we're going to be going over all of the checkboxes you should have in place as a Web3 startup founder if you are going to be launching your token in the near future. So please pay attention very closely as we're only going to be repeating this once and we'll be going over all of them checkboxes you should have in place around the project narrative. So, of course, I am the founder of Lumina, an all in one crypto marketing firm. We basically help crypto startups with their TGE, going to market, raising capital, selling their tokens, and all them things. We've been pretty successful at doing what we've done, but I'll leave all that for another day. Let's just dive straight into the video. So, we are going to be going over how we can assure success for your token. And everything in crypto is psychology driven. So we're playing in an industry which is all to do with psychology. You're seeing these meme coins go to 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 billion, not million, billion in market cap. And that's only to do with psychology. It's nothing to do with quantifying utilities or value. It's just psychology. So the reason within the psychology on why these things can be successful is because of the narrative. And crypto is also a very narrative driven industry, meaning everyone is interested in the new shiny objects, and shiny objects typically are within certain narratives. It's very important that your project is aware of these narratives and aware of this psychology and can help curate your own project's narrative to the best of its ability. As of course, there is various different categories and various different narratives within crypto. So there's definitely a pool you can swim in as such. It's just about finding that pool and making sure you're a very colorful fish inside that pool, if you like that analogy. So when deciding your project's narrative, a lot of the community members who are going to be the ones who assure success for your project, as they will be your marketing team in terms of, you could have 10,000 members inside your community and they're all working for their bags, meaning they all want the project to be successful, so their investment is successful. And these individuals are going to be promoting your narrative, so it's important that all the things within your narrative are as optimized as possible, from the overall brand tone, so the design of the brand tone, the brand personality, the brand guidelines, how your project communicates with the market, what personality it has, everything around the design aspect of your project narrative should be optimized and up to date with the most appealing narratives today. So having a good understanding on all the different narratives across the whole market and understanding what you can apply to your own project without making it look out of place is very important. The next of which is the chain. So crypto is a very tribal industry, as we all know. Um, but of course, look at the Bitcoin maximalists. These guys will not even indulge in anything outside of Bitcoin, as they're so tribal to only Bitcoin. Exact same in Solana, exact same in Ethereum. We've seen in history. As of now, it's a little bit more, let's say, mutually appealing. People can hop in and out of different chains, but understanding what chain your project's on and what the narratives are inside that chain is very important. Not just the narratives in overall crypto, but not inside that chain, as you're going to be targeting and appealing to a certain type of community. So make sure that the narrative inside that chain is optimized as much as it can be. Exact same thing with tokenomics. So how is your tokenomics structured? What's the supply? What's the locking periods? What's the vesting periods? Who's getting an allocation? What's everything to do with your tokenomics? Is it deflationary? How is it deflationary? All of these different things. Then you're going to be looking at cultured impact for your narrative. So crypto is ran by cabals, and cabals are typically inclined to promote projects which feel a part of culture, meaning they feel like it's built by the community for the community, or the individuals building this project are very knowledgeable and insightful around the culture we indulge in and spend our life in on crypto Twitter. So how can you create a cultured impact within your project's marketing or narrative? And the final thing, briefly, is utilities. So what is the utilities you're going for inside your project's overall roadmap or narrative, and how can these utilities be as optimal and compelling as possible for all the community members to see and invest in. And then, of course, everything I've just went over in terms of this whole narrative and all the psychology boxes within the narrative is going to be what community members begin to articulate and calculate in terms of them formulating their own thesis. So they will go over all of these things and then formulate their own thesis on if they think your project is of value or is not of value. So it's very, very, very important you optimize all of these aspects. And, it's one thing designing all this and making sure it's optimal as possible. But if, the best ever car engine is somewhere in the North Pole, the chances are the world is not going to know about it because they've never seen it, they've never heard about it. It's just an engine out there in the North Pole which no one knows of. If it's in Dubai where I am, or if it's in Miami, or if it's in somewhere which, there's a lot of people in that area, and it's the best engine or the best car in the world, of course everyone is going to know about it. So after you've designed everything inside this box in terms of the project's narrative, it's important that you gain attention, and the attention you gain will then be pushed towards your narrative, and then again they will formulate their thesis again. So how we get attention, which is, attention is the biggest currency inside crypto. So how we get attention is through KOLs, key opinion leaders at all scales, the highest of the high or the lowest of the low. Personally depends on your project's budget and runway for the campaign. Mass content creators, some more of the guys on the ground level, the OGs, the smaller tier content creators inside the communities and who have a voice within the communities and are actually inside them communities being a member, not just the individuals on the outside being a KOL who's much bigger. So having mass content creator campaigns, which we provide at Lumina, of course. Having ambassador campaigns, so onboarding project ambassadors to like, retweet, comment on all your posts, help promote the project, help create introductions, help do all these things. So they're an ambassador for your project. Alpha calls, very useful tool. So having connections with individuals who are representing themselves as alpha callers on behalf of certain DAOs, trading groups, and communities. So these individuals typically have been selected by the community's founder or lead, and they will give the community insights on alpha, what they think is the next big thing. So formulating connections with these guys and getting them to post about your project is very impactful. And then organic shillers. So onboarding a team of organic shillers to go inside certain communities and organically create conversation about your project. So it's having multiple different touch points on multiple different levels. So these are all the things you will need to be checking off in terms of if you want to assure your project gets the maximum attention for the narrative and the overall project vision and what you're selling to this community. And then again, the community members will formulate their own thesis. But you can be assured as the founder that you've ticked off every box and you've done everything in your power to make sure the project gets the best chances of success possible. Just down to the market to decide if they find it attractive or not. So I hope this video was of value to someone out there. If any of you need help with your go-to-market campaign around your token, shoot me a DM or drop a comment below. Ideally a DM, as I may miss some of the comments, and we would be more than happy to get on a free consultation call to go over your current strategy and look at ways to see if we can help you via the execution phase or the design phase of bringing your token to market. So I'm wishing you guys the best of luck and talk soon. Peace.